Welcome to Riverbend Talent on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Also brought to you by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance, another edition of Riverbend Talent, Pigpen. And what have you been listening to the last week or so? What's been your go-to music?
My go-to music has been, my wife just subscribed to a thing called Nugs last week. So lots of live music because her current infatuation is Billy Strings. Tons of Billy Strings stuff. But after seeing that Dead & Co. show, I kind of swung back to the Dead since Monday night. It was a nice 2 sets of music they played.
Nice.
So what about you? What's your go-to?
Well, I didn't think you'd ask me. But first, I'd like to introduce our guest, Sara McGibany.
He's avoiding the questions like always. It's a spin zone in here. I answer questions and you don't. And
That's right.
I don't know. You're getting all like some kind of political show here. But I got nothing to do with no politics. Most political thing I ever did was kick Abby Hoffman right in the back one time. No, I didn't do that.
I just want to make sure people don't think we have a studio audience now that we actually have guests.
Oh, my gosh. I don't even know if we have an audience at all. I think that we do have a studio audience of 2, and that's about it right now.
Audiences are called subs now, and we have plenty of them on our Cottonmouth.org YouTube channel. Thanks to the show, because they weren't going there for the band. Trust me.
I just always kind of assume that, like, 90% of the BG listeners, as soon as they hear us talk, they just like, turn that crap off.
Yeah, but the 10% that listen to us now never listened to this station before.
There you go.
So I mean, hey, we're going uphill. Got to stay positive, Pigpen. That's what you taught me.
Oh, yes. I'm all about the positives and the negatives. I like double negatives, like I'm not licking toads.
Right. We'll positively introduce our guests.
We have Sara and Christine, and they are going to be throwing the, 18th annual Earth Tones? I don't even know how many 15. It's been now.
15.
I was trying to pump you up a few extra years there.
You're just trying to age us.
Right. And every time you got to put your age in something digital, isn't it boring? Because now you got to flip and you got to scroll back. It used to just be like, oh, there's my year. Now it's like a double scroll. I don't know.
Sometimes there's a calculator involved.
So Christine and Sara will be hosting the Earth Tones Festival this Saturday.
Saturday, the 18th.
Oh, hold on. We got to get you a mic on.
What is going on?
Some of these buttons you got to hit them
I'm just
through.
talking into the abyss.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Some of these buttons you got to hit them 3 or 4 times to
listens,
convince them.
So they're a subscriber. Oh, wait, that's someone's name, I guess.
I don't know. I made me think of the old heavy metal band, The Abyss. Yeah, that was a great band. I don't know.
So, Sara McGibany, what have you been listening to the last week or so?
I was at the Dead show, too. So,
Right.
yeah, I've been on a Dead & Co. kick.
Well, wasn't that like, I felt like they gave us 2 closing sets.
That Terrapin, man.
The Terrapin was great, but when they ended, I called U.S. Blues. I said, it's National Uncle Sam Day, and I know they just played U.S. Blues last week, but they got to play it again for us. It's National Uncle Sam Day, and I thought, well, maybe we'll get it as a closer. Nope, close the first set with it. That's a good first set closer right there. Mm-hmm. So, how about you? Were you at the show, Christine? Did you make it over?
Unfortunately, I didn't. The show was postponed, then canceled.
Yeah.
And then this day didn't quite work out.
Didn't pan out.
Yeah.
So we're making up for it with Jake's Leg this Saturday.
Yeah. See, I was leading into that. I just had a feeling that's what you were going to say.
And Sara and I went to Jake's Leg last week just to bug
The
that
loading
crowd
dock,
about coming
or
over to Owlz.
Where were they at?
Broadway Oyster Bar. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Were they the after show? Saturday?
No, they were just the regular
Or
show.
Monday?
on
Oh,
Friday.
it was last Saturday. So
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah,
It was
that's
Monday.
good.
I don't know my days or my numbers or letters or anything. Someday.
Right. How about you, Christine? What have you been listening to this last week?
I actually have been stuck on Led Zeppelin.
Nice.
I can't move off of it right now.
Okay.
I mean, there's a little bit of pigeons playing ping pong that kind of makes its way in, but it's either that or Zeppelin.
Wow, I'm going to have to look that one up.
Pigeons playing
Pigeon
ping pong?
playing ping pong.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
Okay, so I've been listening to Jaco Pastorius. A little weather report, some Jeff Beck, and I went back in time and listened to the Japanese heavy metal band Loudness.
Oh, Loudness. I remember those guys. But as a matter of fact, I think Blake Fleming might have did a tour with those guys.
That's
He did. I remember back before he moved to New York and did the whole Ladio Belanco thing. me and him were hanging out, and he went
Wasn't
on
that
tour.
in Laurel Canyon?
Maybe.
Yeah.
The murders?
Hey, just
No.
you can't talk about that, man. What are you, like John Obel all of a sudden or something in here?
Yeah.
Like
Totally
doing
John
investigative
Obel.
report.
That's what I was going for. I didn't even know he investigated stuff.
I don't.
Wasn't he a weatherman?
Look, he broke the Manson murders, man.
Oh, okay.
No,
That's right. Sure. Fake news.
I don't even know what we were talking about now, and I guess it doesn't matter. This thing on.
We were talking about Mississippi earth tones. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and the horrible things that they support. I heard they're giving money to clean up that stupid river out there.
Well,
how are we going to call it the Great Muddy Mississippi if they clean it up? No,
Well, I think the Big Muddy is actually the Missouri River.
Oh.
So
I didn't say the Big Muddy. I said the Great Muddy
Great Muddy.
Mississippi. And who
It
cares if I
definitely has a
cone?
lot of sediment. It's muddy as all get out, but there's a lot of trash in there as well. So we do a river cleanup every single year. We've moved that cleanup from the morning of the Mississippi Earth Tones Festival to the week after.
That's smart because
Yeah.
it is too much to do.
It
in one
really is
weekend.
It was too much in one day. And we sign up people at the festival to come back
Yes.
next Saturday to clean up. So it works
And
great.
I bet half of them at least will show up. The other half are just, I'll sign anything for a pretty lady.
I mean, they get a free T-shirt, lunch, and a boat ride. So that's a lot of good
boat
stuff.
ride.
Nice.
Hey, who wants to go for a boat ride? I say we all get boats and race them.
I'm down. Pedal boats?
Pedal
Pedal,
boats,
not
paddle
paddle.
boats, all that stuff.
For sure.
I'm good with any kind of boat
Okay.
that doesn't have an engine.
Yeah, but we're bringing in the Beasleys. The Beasleys Fish Market up in Grafton. John and Jeremy, they bring their boats down and load up all our volunteers.
And a lot of people probably don't realize exactly how much trash is in that river. All you have to do is go walk over at Ellis Bay, and you'll see what's floating up on the shore from that river. How did a mattress and a couch get down here? You know, and there are things I've seen out there where I'm really like, how did they get here? And you start thinking about the floods and just stuff coming out of people's houses, and you know. So yeah, it's a lot of interesting items you'll find down there. I think I was tempted to just start a whole new house. There was like some bricks and like an old.
I found a
fridge.
motorcycle
See,
in 20 parts. If you pieced it together and you add a little bit of,
all you need is a motor.
mechanics.
Yeah, all you need is a mechanics class and a rebuild kit, and you're there. So, what we're saying is lots of ground scores if you become part of the cleanup crew. You don't know what you'll find. Look, half a Coors Light. No. So, it is great. I know I was giving you guys a lot of crap about the horrible things you do with your this. I hate the way mountains look and the river and Mother Nature's ugly. No, it is a fabulous thing that you guys have been doing, and to put it in conjunction with the festival is beautiful because who doesn't love a festival?
Yeah, and this has really turned into something that people walk in and they're like, holy cow, this is really something cool. I mean, we've got 71 booths lined up and all kinds of art installations. I mean, all kinds of cool stuff. Great photo ops, plenty of Instagrammable moments if that's your thing. But
And our focus this year is metamorphosis. So you can find that theme going through all of the different educational booths, a lot of the different art installations. So.
Wow, I am metamorphosizing right here, but we probably
Right?
shouldn't talk about it.
You already talked about it. So.
I don't mean in any more detail.
Okay.
The FCC and all. Anyway, what about the yarn bombers? They're going to be.
they are.
They're
They're
exploding
knitting
down
and
there.
crocheting a big river full of creatures that morph for us, and it's going to be right down the center of the main drag.
Oh, wow. See, I knew they would be involved. Like, again, there's another group that just needs to be stopped. What they do is horrible.
All artsy and stuff.
Using yarn to create art. I hate it.
I mean, especially since, if I can say names, Autumn Conkle is heading this one up. She's
awesome. Good for
19 years old, maybe at the very oldest, probably younger. She's incredible, very devoted, focused, and fun. So, yeah, I can't wait to see her Mississippi River creatures and all their morphology. phases.
What a beautiful little voice on her. She's got the cutest little voice when she sings. And she's actually got a bit more range. She used to always go with the real high cutesy one, but she's moved into that lower range. She's getting all Isaac Hayes on us. No, I don't know about quite there, but yeah, Autumn is awesome. She's just a great artist and a great person. So she's heading up the yarn bombing.
Yes, she is.
Look at that, man.
She brought in the first lizard we ever interviewed.
Oh, that's right. What was that lizard's name? It had a funny name.
Yeah.
Smokey.
Did it
I
interact
don't
a
know.
lot? Like,
No, it changed colors, and that meant stuff.
It meant that its attitude. She said that it was in a good mood. You could tell by the color that it was changing, that it was happy. But I kept licking it to see what would happen. It was a lickable lizard.
Yeah, possibly.
lickable mood lizard.
Suddenly, I was seeing more colors than before. Do they have DMT lizards like they got frogs?
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they do.
You got DMT in you.
I'm releasing it through yoga as we speak.
Open that third eye, buddy.
Speaking of awesome artists, we've also got Michael Snyder coming down with his Cooliverse stuff. I don't know if you guys have been into the Conservatory. He has decked that place out with like dozens of just over the top, super cool, like lit up, a lot of them are like music related and stuff like that. But he made a couple of special pieces to go on either side of our main stage this year.
Nice.
And I'm talking really cool stuff.
And we're talking motion and
Visual
lights,
stuff.
and
Nice.
it's going to be good.
Cool.
Good time, and you had already brought up the fact Jake's Leg was playing there, but we got more bands than that playing there.
Oh yeah.
We got a
And
little
an
something
after party,
for
too.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We start the day off with Sounds of Sila. She's alternative R&B, really awesome singer. After that, we've got a drum circle in front of the main stage, and Raw Earth is going to lead that for us. After that, at 2:30, we've got Red, White, and Floyd, so that's a Pink Floyd tribute. And then after that, we've got Nonstop Reggae from 4:45 to 6:45, always a super fun set. And then Jake's Leg is going to close it out for us from 7 to 10.
Now, here's my problem with Jake's Leg. Those guys have been around too long doing it now. I mean, like a
36 years or something.
They're like 10 years less than the Dead. Dead started in 65. They started in 75 or something like that. Whatever it is. Yeah, they were 10 years after the Dead. So yeah, it's and that's why they do it so good, because they've been doing it that long. I was thinking about heading to Broadway Oyster Bar after the Monday night show, thinking I bet either Jake's Leg or Sean Cannon's there for the after show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And but it took a long time to walk through the parking lot. So
That's a good thing.
Shakedown always get you.
and it was a pretty long shakedown, and some couple of girls selling some pretty good grilled cheese. That's all I remember.
Veggie grilled cheese.
I remember somebody putting me in a wheelbarrow and rolling me out of there. No, I don't know if that's true, but it probably was. So,
we also got stuff going on tonight. We better
Oh, yeah, I
do
kinda
some of
forgot
that
all
real
about
quick.
that.
I know you would.
I'm a space case.
So we got the Sea Shanty Sing-Along at Morrison's, and up there at the Post Commons tonight, we got Mike Keller, Rob Hintz, and Spencer McDowell. The Owlz playing at the Marina tonight for the fireworks. This is the last night of fireworks, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's going on tonight. The Truckers at that one place, Fast Eddie's. Open mic hosted by Everhart and Light out of Bakers and Hale. That's always a good time. On a Thursday night, the Fargon Brothers in Bethalto in the park tonight.
Man, I saw those guys for the first time. They played at that Rockin' for Recovery
Right.
that I was at.
Something tells me they're out there.
Weeks ago, and they sounded good.
Yeah.
I was probably a little too wasted to be at Rockin' for Recovery, but it was a good time.
That's what Lolo posted on Facebook.
Oh, Lolo, you leave me alone. I was fine. I was okay. I got handsy with a few people. Other than that, it was fine. What else we got going on tonight?
We got Robbie Miles at George's Local Brew in Jerseyville and Outlaw Opry doing, I think it's the final Grafton music in the park tonight from 6:30 to 8:30. Butch Moore, 7 to 11 at the Corner Tavern in Edwardsville. And then we got Duology 101. 7 to 10 at Deutz Village Inn and Pontoon Beach. Lanny and Julie, 6:30 to 9:30 at the Randall D. Veterans Park in Pontoon Beach. Lexi Schlemmer at Prairie Inn and Dorsey. And Mike Judy's at it again. He presents the Beach Goons with special guest Senor Kino 8 o'clock at the Old Rock House in St. Louis. And
Man,
of course,
Mike Judy's been, since his name popped up, he's just been hitting it a couple times a week with shows. So
yeah. Well,
whoever Mike Judy is, good job, buddy.
He's out of Bethalto. So
Is he?
That's
Man.
excellent.
that's why bring him up, man.
That's a fine Thursday night in the Riverbend area.
I don't
This
think I
side.
heard this mentioned, but FYI, Ragin' Cajun also has an open mic on Thursdays. I
Yeah.
think that's where we're going tonight.
That's
There
cool.
you go.
I knew they were doing that, but they
You wanna
stopped
hang out with the
posting
cool
it, so
kids.
I was afraid. I was afraid I would be wrong.
We talked about that open
Yeah.
mic for a long time, and then all of a sudden it was just kind of like they
Yeah.
quit posting about it. So after a few weeks of us saying it, we're like, is that
that
still
a thing?
happening? I don't even know.
The
Come down and find out.
right? The drummer said Gary Cooper or whatever that was in the accident.
Yeah.
Right. So they were raising funds for him. So I wasn't sure what was going on.
Well, now we know it is definitely happening at the Ragin' Cajun.
Oh yeah. So there you go.
Oh,
Plenty of stuff to do just tonight. We got the whole weekend to talk about. There's festivals all over the place this
No,
weekend
no
again.
way.
Yep,
It is
yep.
There are no
They-
other festivals
Ours
on
is the
Saturday.
greatest.
No other
There's
important
nothing else
festivals,
happening.
but you know,
what is happening
none
on
of them
Friday?
are cleaning the river. That's for sure.
Most of them are probably polluting the river.
Most of them are drinking beer.
Just
They're
recycle those containers.
Yeah, Oktoberfest and Italian Fest.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest and Italian Fest. That sounds like some drinking fest for sure. Some wine, some beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's happening on Friday evening?
You want me to do it? All
I
right.
do. But I
Well,
want to
we got
hear
the
so badly.
we got the halfway to St. Patrick's Day. That's happening.
All right.
Where else? But at Morrison's Irish Pub,
I
right?
guess.
Right.
Are we halfway there already?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Mila Duffy.
It's like the Christmas in July thing. Remember when that?
Right.
All the kids that were around there in the 70s remember Christmas in July. Who was that? Was that Uncle Leonard? I forget who had it.
I'm not sure, but they're ready for St. Patrick's Day down there. So
Yeah, well,
it's pretty much every night.
every
down
day
there.
is St. Patrick's Day at Morrison's Irish Pub.
Any reason for a party though?
Down.
At the
Down.
Conservatory on Friday, Tony and the Saints.
Nice.
They do the pianos, of course, every Friday and Saturday at Ragin' Cajun.
We got Nate Sickmeier and Company. My dyslexia kicked in there.
Right.
We got Nate Sickmeier and Company from 2 to 6 p.m. and then Generation X 7:30 to 11:30 at Fast Eddie's Bonaire.
MadBaileys at the Lodge at Lovejoy in Alton on Friday night. Heartland at the VFW in Alton, and Young and Dunn at Chez Marilyn's in Alton all on Friday night. Flip the Frog out at Baker's and Hale on Friday. Dave Horton at the Moose in Wood River. Crystal Lady, 8 o'clock at Martin's Tunes and Eats. That's formerly Chico's in Wood River. John Evans up at George's Local Brew in Jerseyville. The Owlz at the Loading Dock in Grafton. Dan Sproat at Aries Winery from 3 to 7 in Grafton. LedSled Duo at Grafton Pub, 7 to 11. Steve Mellis every Friday night at the Hog Pit in Grafton. Money Shot, 8:30 to 12:30 at Doyt's Village Inn. That's Michael Crider.
Yeah.
Farmers Insurance. And then Down and Dirty following the races, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. at Tri-City Speedway in
2
Granite City.
a.m. Now, that's a late show going on at Tri-City.
Yeah, well, it's after the races. You get down and dirty.
Did you happen to go down there over the holidays? You probably didn't, but they had a big Christmas light show. But you got to drive down on the track.
Oh.
And I really badly wanted to race around at one time.
I don't
but
think that was Tri-City Speedway, but yeah.
that was the Gateway Speed.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
Gateway. Yeah, you're right.
It's called something else now.
whatever.
Different sponsor, but yeah.
I don't pay attention to what's going on around here.
I know you don't. It's perfectly fine. So then Italian Fest kicks off Friday night, and they got the, how do you say that, Venezia stage? I don't speak Italian, right?
Venezia.
But I do know Electric Baby Powder, because we love that name.
That is a good name. Got the electric baby powder.
Right. They started off from 1 to 3, and then DJ OB, 4 to 7, and Champagne Fix, 7 to 10:30. Then on the Milano stage, Blue Marlin from 7 to 10 on Main Street in Collinsville.
The what stage?
I don't know. It's Italian, I guess.
Okay. Oh, okay, here we go.
I think that's
I
Italian.
like it, man. No, it's Blue
I
Marlin.
barely speak English.
So who was that? Blue Marlin, 7 to 10
right.
p.m. And that's Main Street in Collinsville.
Italian Fest.
The Italian Fest. Get your Italian on up there, man.
And we love the Stagger In, right? Friday night, Dale Hanna, 5 to 8 for the happy hour. Glad to see you Stagger In back. And
Yeah.
Tom Bertolino at the Outlet at Edison's in Edwardsville. The Strangers Duo, 6 to 9 at Big Daddy's. And Gypsy, 8 o'clock at the Wild Theater in Edwardsville. It's like a anniversary for them. I think I listed it on
Probably
the
got to
other
be like 50th or... Yeah,
Yeah.
those guys been around a while.
50, 60, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go home and bust out a Gypsy album.
You should.
I'm going to, but first let's try and say this name.
Okay.
Mike Sonderger.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
That's a lot of G's and E's and R's and stuff going on there.
He does hold the record
He does.
in our area.
Mike Sonderger.
That's a global brew in Edwardsville, by the way. Go ahead and try the other one. That you can do that one.
Who we got? Molly Rittenhouse with Andy Vieloff.
Okay.
All right, that's happening at 7 p.m. at the Cabin at Judy Creek in Glen Carbon. I've never heard of either one of those, but I'm sure they're fine musicians or performance artists or whatever it is they're doing.
Right.
I heard Andy Vieloff just acts like a piece of fried bacon and just lays on the ground. No,
nice.
That's not true. I don't know what he does.
Well, you are what you eat. All right.
Whoa, just things got weird up in here.
Never.
Just got a little Oedipus up in here now. Can you say that?
Well,
the Oedipus complex.
We're going to have to later, I think.
I don't know what's going on. Hey, what's happening other than that? The 40th annual Oktoberfest. That sounds like a drunken carnival going on.
Right, yeah. That's in Belleville.
Yeah, and that is on Friday evening also, right?
It is. And look at that, 3 stages.
3 stages. The main stage, we got Boulder Dash, 5 to 7 p.m. with Dixie Express, 8 to 11 p.m.
Right.
East main stage, which, that's just east of the main stage.
Right.
I'm guessing. I'm just taking a guess.
Take a count.
We got student musicians, melodic rhythms from 5 to 7 p.m. and then Pussycat and the Swallowtails. Love that name. Pussycat and the Swallowtails will be playing 8 to 11 p.m. And then finally there is the German tent stage, which I'm assuming there's beer.
Check it out.
There.
Read it. This is great.
This is the Good Times Band, 4 to 7 p.m. I like that. Opening ceremonies and keg tapping.
That's right.
6 p.m. and Uber Cool.
Right.
8:30 to 11:30. That is all happening at the German tent stage, which, anytime you see a big tent at a festival, it's a beer tent. I want to tell you, though, the Rockin' for Recovery, I went in every one of them. There wasn't one beer tent there, but I tried.
Yeah, and I bet that keg's tapped before 6.
That's like tapping of the final keg.
That's just
something.
That's the display keg.
Right.
Right.
That's the ceremonial keg.
Yeah.
Right, but yeah, there'll be a few kegs tapped before 6, I'm sure. If they got bands starting at 5, I would imagine. And the band Uber Cool, having them close out, that's when let's go ahead and order our Uber now,
right.
I guess. I don't really know.
Both nights, actually. So
that's the Oktoberfest.
We're more excited about the Saturday festival right here in Alton, right?
Well,
Mississippi Earth Tones.
It's been going on a few years, I hear.
Yeah, well, not quite 40, but 15.
Well, that's a variable 40. No, it's not. Not divisible, nothing. Now, this is being on Broadway. You guys, I was talking to Sara McGibany here. I'm talking to Sara and Christine, both from the Sierra Club, both from the Earth Tones Festival, and both from just being downtown sisters.
Okay.
Part of the downtown crew. So you guys, this is like your third venue, though. Now that you do it on Broadway and you close, it's a street festival now, and they close a section of Broadway. But previous to that, you had been at the amphitheater, right?
And previous to that, we've just been Riverfront Park.
Predated
Park,
the amphitheater. Yeah, exactly. Before the amphitheater
before it was a thing.
Yeah, so there you go. And every year, I think, but maybe one, you've had Jake's Leg play.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they've been with you since the beginning.
2, actually. We had Aaron Kim one year, and we had Sean Kanan and the Voodoo Players one year. But
that's not bad. It's doing all right. So yeah, that's So it's kind of been a steady thing with Jake's Leg being your headliner, which is just such a great headliner for that type of ecologically based festival.
Yeah, and they got a great crowd that follows them around. I just had somebody call me at my office the other day and say, "Hey, where can I stay? Where's the closest hotel or Airbnb or whatever? Because we're coming in from far away and we want to make sure we spend the night." So I just thought that's cool,
That is
the closest
we always
hotel.
hope that we're gathering tourists to town by doing things like this, but when you get somebody to call and say, "Yes, I'm staying in Alton," before we hung up, he was like, "I promise. Thanks for having Jake's. I follow him wherever. I promise to spend some money in Alton." I was
Nice,
like, great.
That's what we want to see happen. And I look, not to go all political and weird here, but I've wondered for years, like with that amphitheater. Like it sits open so often, and I get that it's hard to charge money. It's not set up in a good way for bands. It wasn't built, it was built for more community picnic style stuff and freebie stuff. But I always wonder, like, why isn't there just a jam session going on every Sunday? A Sunday morning rejoice service, non-denominational, it doesn't even have to be religious, just upraise. And what would all of those people that showed up down there to that free thing do as soon as it was over? They would walk up and spend money on Broadway and buy coffee and buy donuts or whatever. But, who am I? I've only got a degree in city business planning. No, I don't. I don't know anything.
Hey, there might be some good changes around the bend, though. This new administration, I think, has a fresh outlook on how it should be run and things like that. So we are crossing our fingers.
Well, we've been definitely hoping the commission can kind of see things more of the community way coming up soon.
Well, we've seen local bands down there.
Exactly.
So we were excited when we seen some local bands actually playing, and more often, too, doing something down there at least.
Yeah,
between that and the marina, I guess sometimes they did it down here, and then sometimes at the marina. But
yeah, really, since like the big gigs and stuff stopped, I haven't really seen local bands happening down there, and that's a shame to have a beautiful place like that. You go to the St. Charles, and they've got the exact same setup, except they built it proper, so you can charge. And they got J.J. Gray and Blackberry Smoke. They've constantly got great bands coming in, and it's not really much bigger than what we got. It's just they built it properly, and there's a backstage area for place that can, a little more construction, a little more money put into that place, and it can be set up the same way. So. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox now, and I'll go jump in the bath and scrub up with that soap, and everybody will be much happier.
Maybe we'll get there someday.
You can't scrub the smell of hippie off. It don't matter how much soap you got.
We're hoping next year we'll see big changes.
Right.
Oh, hey.
And after that, you'll be elected mayor, and because
Thanks, but no thanks.
Pigpen, you've been working on it for a while now.
I'll be a cheerleader any day.
And
for Alton.
We started this a while back about the amphitheater. We had Grant on, right?
Yeah, we talked to him about it.
He told us what was going on. And then the next mayor election, they had all of them on here one day, and I heard them all going on and on about the amphitheater and what they do. And I'm like, hey, the door's open, folks. We're talking about it, at least,
A hot button topic all of a sudden. Well, hey,
I was all you, man.
No, it wasn't me.
I was all you, buddy.
It got nothing to do with me or no mayor. Hey, don't ever look at me and say Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor's my father. I'm John Mayer. And your body's a wonderland. No, I don't know what's happening anymore.
He didn't play that on Monday.
What?
He didn't play that on
Well,
Monday.
I'm not surprised, but they played. You know what he sang? It hurts me too, and that was the big surpriser of the night for me. I called a lot of songs. I'm like, oh, they're going to come out with Birth on the second set, and they did. But I didn't see that one coming. It's like, wow. Going back to the Piggy days, gotta love it. You don't sound like Pigpen when he sings, but whatever. It's fine. He's pretty. Off of the John Mayer subject. What else is going on here? We were talking about
Mississippi Earth Tones, and I keep thinking about scavenger hunt. Is that going to happen this time?
No, that is not a feature this year. Yeah, every year things change a little bit, and things drop in and drop out. This year, I would love to shine a little spotlight on Jacoby Art Center because they really stepped up and helped us build an awesome second stage. They've got a little bit of samplings of all kinds of stuff that they do in the gallery, and they're just going to do it on stage on the street there. At the beginning, they've got a grab bag improv group that is going to be musicians, poets, movers and shakers doing all kinds of cool improv stuff at the very beginning. They got some local musicians. Scott Brady's going to perform. They've got the Warren Collective. They're actually doing a sustainable fashion show, so they're going to be encouraging everybody to shop thrift stores instead of fast fashion because the textile industry is horrible for the environment.
And the Thrift Village has 4 of those local new thrift stores that are going to be highlighting their items with their own models, and it'll be happening right there on that Jacoby stage.
Nice.
Yeah, so it'll be like basically a department store of cool thrift clothing. You can come in and just go shopping.
And so this is a sustainable clothing thing. Now, you once had the recyclable clothing, did you not?
We did. A couple of years we had people actually making outfits out of garbage and recycled materials and stuff.
Right,
that was
like
really
trash
cool.
bag, short dresses, go-go dresses. I don't know.
It was a ball gown made out of Target bags was one of them. Seriously, like big bullseyes all over it. It was pretty cool.
I don't want to walk around with bullseyes on me. There's enough people shooting at me already without that action. I blame you, Christine, for all of that. No, I know. So we are talking to Christine and Sara here again with the Earth Tones Festival, 15th annual. That's not an easy thing to weather that many years. As much fun as it is to put together a festival, it's a lot of work.
It is. Our payday is between 9 and 10 p.m. We both clock out and enjoy the last hour of Jake's leg, and we're like, we're not at work right now. Don't talk to us.
Yeah.
Yes, we do our last announcements on their set break, and then we are off duty. And that's kind of what brings it all home for us, just to be out there in the crowd and watching everybody really enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
And all the local businesses and artists being thankful. So
Very nice, very nice. And, right, so is it going from Henry Street? Now, where's it going from?
It's about between Easton and Langdon.
Easton and Langdon.
So from about the Gentlands area down to about Bluff City Grill area.
There you go. Okay. I didn't know if it was going right in front of Conservatory and the Pie-Saw Body or
no, but the Conservatory is our official after-hours party.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I was trying to lead into. I was thinking you were right in front of you were ending right in front of them. You had it wrong.
You
We'll
got
walk
one of
down
your
the block to
favorites,
them,
too.
yeah.
One of your favorite names. Poor Dirty Astronaut.
I do like that.
Doing the reggae. That's right.
I like
Yeah,
the
they're
Poor
playing
Dirty
8 to
Astronauts.
midnight.
Nice.
You know
Another
who
one.
else is playing downtown, too, in a little competition? Hayes Bond.
Oh, really?
9:30 at Chez, Maryland. So
I dig me
that's
some
the
Hayes Bond.
unofficial. That's the unofficial after party.
Okay. And what makes
Pretty
it
sure that's what they said.
So what you said it's a competition. What makes it a competition?
I'm just saying, it's like all the stuff you can be
Oh,
doing
okay,
between
gotcha,
8 and midnight.
gotcha.
It's like,
It's just
where'd you go?
opportunities.
No,
right, right.
Opportunities, not
Yeah,
competition.
when you said that, I thought, oh, God, please don't tell me they're bringing back Battle of the
No.
Bands. Oh, I hate those things.
See, that's that social engineering that got to me as a youth.
Yeah. When you said the competition, that's the first thing I thought is if they're having a Battle of the Bands, I'm going to complain to whoever. Let's not make it a battle. Let's just make it a party of the bands.
Yeah.
Why is there going to be a battle?
Well, I know you love Hayes Bond, though.
I am a big fan of Hayes Bond, and those kids get better every time I see them, man. Although I got to say, I don't know how big of fans they are of me at the. They played Saturday night at Framley Fest, and then they also did a Sunday show to close it out. And when I was told to go wake them up, I had been up all night. I'll just say it. I hadn't quite gone to bed yet. The plane had not landed yet. And I went in just raising all kinds of heck, throwing stuff all over their yurt, screaming at them, acting like a maniac. Some poor girl was holding back their dogs that were trying to attack me. And I just, I apologized to anybody in Hayes Bond who I might have thrown shoes at or anything. It was all a joke. It was all just a big joke.
You go in there like, you're late for the bus, get up for school.
I just was throwing stuff at him and screaming because I thought it was funny because I'd been up all night. But I don't know how funny they thought it was because they had only been to bed a few hours. But they got up and killed it with another Sunday set. I do enjoy watching the Hayes Bond play. Who else we got playing this weekend?
Oh, you want to know more?
I just a little bit more now.
Well, we'll have the pianos down at Ragin' Cajun.
every time.
So another
Hey.
place you can skip off to, or you can check out Love Buzz, 7:30 at the Lodge at Lovejoy.
All right,
That's
Love
Jennifer
Buzz.
Hayden's new band.
Is it okay? I was thinking I've never heard of Love Buzz. So now I know.
And Everhart and Light will be at Chubby's. I'm
Everybody
just
loves
saying,
Chubby.
that's a street full of music right there.
That is
That is. That's cool. If anybody's not coming over
Exactly.
Saturday, they are lost.
Why?
I mean,
Just
seriously. You get tired of one band, you just walk a block and see another one.
It should be like that
Amazing.
every night. It should be like that on Wednesdays around here, right?
Wait a minute, by this list, I'm thinking it might be. I don't know.
It is getting big enough to drop
Yeah.
again, and there for a minute it just kind of
Crazy.
floated away. So.
Yeah, because we're just talking about Alton right now.
Well, Grafton to Collinsville or whatever. We're not talking about the other side of the river.
I'm just talking now. That was all.
Yeah, that was all Alton.
Just Alton. Yeah.
What else we got going on? Though? Once we move out of Alton up to Godfrey, we got anything going on up there?
Well, we skipped the place all those folks from St. Louis know about, and they got Naked Soul from 2 to 6 and Generation X.
Oh, that is Fast Eddie's a bone.
Yeah.
And then the Skylark Brothers up at Baker's and Hale, 7 p.m. I met Jack Tweston's sister last week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Does he know?
Elaine, I don't know. She walked up and introduced herself. Very sweet lady. That's all I want to say. She watches the show. She said she recognized me because she's been watching the show. So
Yeah, I get that too.
I'm going to call her Elaine. Hi, Elaine. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't remember your name. Hi, Jack Tweston's sister. You're a sweetie.
So much for a face or a radio, right?
I don't have a mind for any of this. I'm going to tell you right now.
We move on to East Alton now. Cabin Fever 7 to 10 at JJ Thermos at Eastgate. And yeah, these guys are going to be playing Bushfest, H7. Their new release is called Lie Alone. I love the original music, Big Ben.
Yeah, H7. All right.
All right, and they're going to be with 86 Red.
All right.
Another Bushfest band.
I'm not good with letters and numbers and colors.
Yeah, I know it's tough.
So what else we got?
Precarious Situation and Silver Material.
Wow, and that's all happening at Kendall Hill Pavilion,
Right.
at Lake Park in Wood River.
That sounds like the shows we used to set up. When there was no place to play, we'd have to find a pavilion.
Oh, yeah.
And just kind of show up.
Sure.
No one knew.
Sure. Well, if you told anybody, you'd get shut down before you started.
Right.
You know?
And you knew the cops were coming anyway, so.
Yeah. We've been working on trying to, now that we've got some generators and stuff, we're like just a portable stage away from being able to just like pop up festivals, pop up shows anywhere in town and play till they shut us down.
That's
But
awesome.
don't tell don't tell anyone.
No, we won't. No one's listening.
You guys, yeah, everyone out there, don't tell nobody, okay?
1.5 million people know now. This is worldwide.
Is that what we're up to now? 1 million?
Sarah just told you, people are calling to come to see Jake's leg from out of town.
So it's definitely gone regional.
Right. And we've said Jake's leg on the
Multi-county
radio.
at least.
So
I'll tell you what, I'm scared now. I'm afraid to say I'm suddenly so nervous.
all them people that were at Broadway Oyster Bar will be over here. Saturday, right?
They all
Check it out.
promised they'd come.
They
Yeah.
did.
And if you promise, you have to
No
come.
matter how drunk you are. What else we got going on? Are we on Saturday night? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
We're on Saturday night. We got Chicken Switch Acoustic, 4 p.m. at the Pump House in Wood River. Go down and watch Chicken Switch and play some pinball. There's like 40 pinball machines. So, get your pinball on.
All right, DJ D-Way, 10 o'clock at the Franchise in Wood River. West Wind, 8 o'clock at Martin's Tunes and Eats, it's formerly Chico's in Wood River.
Yeah.
Frankie's House, 9 o'clock at the Refinery Bar in Wood River. Rockabilly Revival at the Grafton Winery. Noble at the Gold Bar at Rusty Roots in Grafton. They're going to be at Bushfest too, I believe, right?
I believe so.
Worth of Fight. It's like 36 bands. It's like half this list.
Right.
Right. Worth the Fight, 2 to 6 at the Hog Pit in Grafton. The Soulard Blues Band, 3 o'clock at the Loading Dock in Grafton. Hookie, 7 o'clock at the Oyster Bar in Grafton. At Grafton Pub, Claudia Hensley, 2 to 6 in Boulder Dash, 7 to 11. Graham Pagano doing noon to 3, and then he's going to go jam with Hookie later at 7.
That
right?
guy, he just makes me so angry.
I know.
I don't like him.
And your new friends, the Fargon brothers, they're also going to be with Graham Pagano at Aries Winery, but they're playing 3 to 7.
Well, half of that show's going to be awesome. I'm just kidding, buddy. What else? Is that our Friday? Is that our Saturday? No, we still got Money
that's just
Shot.
page 1 of Saturday.
Yeah. Did you do Money Shot?
No, that's-
8:30 to 12:30 at Doyt's Village Inn. That place is a party house. I understand. I gotta make it down there and check that place out because I understand it's a serious party. Now I don't know if anyone's playing here, but what a great name for a strip club, Lickety Splits. Oh, that's not a strip club. That's a bar in Granite City.
No,
that's
that's
the
a
band.
band.
Okay, it's a
Yeah.
band. Lickety Splits. They're playing at Patrick's in Granite City.
Right.
But if you're gonna start a strip club, just saying, that's a decent name. What else we got? Mike Keller and Spencer McDowell. 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Whew, that's an early one. That is at the Goshen Market in Edwardsville.
Yeah,
So
I think they're playing on the steps of the courthouse.
there you go.
Yeah.
So if you're an
It's
early
not a
riser,
protest, I'm pretty sure.
Are
It's
you
just
sure? Every time I've played on the steps of the courthouse, it has been, a protest. So,
No, it's just about veggies, probably. And
Awesome.
kind
I'm
of
down.
like our ultimate farmers market
Right.
every Saturday morning, right here. They're just trying to copy Edwardsville. You know how they follow us.
Those Johnny come latelys.
Exactly. Catch up with us. Come on. I don't see you doing earth tones. Come on. Which, by the way, is Saturday. Did we mention Jake's leg is going to be in Alton?
We did.
Oh, I thought we mentioned it again.
In all of the years that we've been, however many years we've been doing this show, we've only had Jake's leg on once, and it was for Earth Tones like years and years ago. We should call the boys and get them back over.
I've been talking to the guy that books the guest, and apparently he's slacking. He's like, I don't know what happened at Family Festival. My phone's destroyed, and I came home naked.
Well, listen.
You know that guy? He was at your festival.
I know that guy, and he's in bad shape, but he's getting better every day. We're working on it. We're working on it. He's cleaned up, and well, not really.
You don't get the name Pigpen being clean.
He unfortunately pulled out his 20-day sober chip and ate it, and thought it was a Pringles. He didn't know.
It was a gummy bear,
right? So. Is this an edible? No.
It is now.
What else we got? Dave Horton. He's 2 p.m. at the Foundry in Edwardsville on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Who's doing the happy hour at Stagger Inn? How do you say that? Shafor?
Drew
Shafor.
Drew Shafor, yep. And happy to see music back at the Stagger Inn again.
I am too. Bimbo City Shuffle, 6 to 10 at Reese's Brewery in Edwardsville. The Strangers at Big Daddy's from 6 to 9.
Oh, I'm glad you read that one. I thought it said Stranglers.
Yeah.
That would have been way off.
It's actually
the Stranglers at Big Daddy's. Get strangled.
It's actually Strangers Duo.
If you're into audio. Wait.
Another Oktoberfest. They do a lot of Oktoberfest. It's like
in September.
The next 3 or 4 weeks.
Right. It's not even October yet, is it?
Yeah.
You gotta get started early.
I'm down for starting parties early, so let's just roll it from this weekend all the way through the end of October.
Okay, so this will be in Edwardsville, and this is featuring the Waterloo German Band, 1 to 5.
Sounds like a Oompa band.
Yeah, and RHB from 6 to 9. That's at Global Brew in Edwardsville.
I haven't seen a good Oompa band in a while, so... Oompa.
Go ahead, finish it, man.
Well,
you can do it.
Oh, where are we at? Sorry, Gypsy.
I thought you were doing the Farmers Insurance theme there for a minute. Thank you.
No, Gypsy's 50th anniversary. See, I think we guessed that earlier.
Yeah.
Gypsy 50th anniversary of the double album.
Right.
2 shows, 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. at the Wild E Theater. So there you go. If you're into that 70s jam music, go out and check out Gypsy. 2 shows, man. That 3 p.m. one sounds about right for me.
You know what I wanted to ask you about last week, but I forgot. And I apologize.
Do. You wanted to ask me about how I felt about BJ and the Bear, and I think they should bring it back.
I love BJ and the Bear, though. That was a great show. That's not what I was going to ask, though. I was going to ask how Matt Van Voorhis performed at the Family Festival.
Amazingly, yeah.
Yeah, did you talk to our sponsor?
I did during the Reverend
Insurance.
I did after his right after their set, the Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band played, and he was down checking out Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band, and we sat and chatted with him and Joe Cox and a few of the guys and Roth. So yeah, I hung out with the Stubblefield crew for just a minute and then had to get back to work.
Yeah. You didn't warn them to go ahead and get some snacks now, because after Reverend Peyton got done, he was probably going to wipe out that snack bar, right? I'm just saying, I heard rumors.
There was the final band, the Neil Francis band. Food was missing.
Okay.
We don't know where it went. We don't know where it went.
What'd you serve? Fish?
I wasn't in charge of hospitality. Mickey Lair, my good friend from Bloomington, was in charge of hospitality. So she did a great job, except for she went out to dance while Neil Francis was playing, and somewhere during that time, somebody went backstage and took all the food. I don't know who it was. But
we know who got blamed.
Well, I can take some guesses, but I'm not going to say.
He's coming back, I think, in November to St. Louis. I think Reverend Peyton is.
Oh.
Yeah.
I do. Second coming of who?
Coming, yeah.
It's the second coming of Reverend Peyton.
Quetzalcoatl, too. Quetzalcoatl's coming back.
Go.
He's in a big hurry. Anyways.
Astrozorianism is coming back. That's an old religion that people have just forgotten about, dang it. And I don't know. There's one theologist out there going, he's right. That is an old religion.
Yes. Very.
So where are we on this time? So these poor girls are like, are we going to talk about the river,
Let's do it right
toads
now.
or the river or something?
It's going on Saturday, and Jake's Leg's playing right here in Alton. All them folks from St. Louis have heard that over and over, and they need to get over here because everyone from here is already going to be here.
Yeah. And, every time we do have the bands from St. Louis that come over, when we call up an old buddy from that side of the river and they see this list, they always go, hey, what are we doing over there?
Yeah.
There's more gigs on this side of the river. So let's just let it be known Alton is the official music town
Well, I'd
of the
say
Mississippi
so.
River.
Yeah.
And we do always get a load of people that come in right before Jake's. We want to remind everybody it starts at noon, and there is so much fun to be had. I mean, we have all kinds. Bring the whole family down. We got all kinds of kids' activities, all kinds of interesting stuff to learn. Every conservation-based, environmental-based, nature-based group in town is going to be there setting up a booth with cool stuff to do. We've got all kinds of great food and beverages. Old Bakery is going to be down there. Every restaurant on the street is going to be out on the sidewalk serving food and beer. So, come hungry, come thirsty, come ready for fun.
There you go. And she said, as she said, there's lots of kids events. There's all kinds of ecological booths. And
music starting at noon.
Well, and if you don't have kids and you're not into saving the planet, but you're into day drinking, and there's still a good reason to come down. Just come down and day drink with us. Maybe you'll get some education about saving the planet while you're there and change your mind. Who knows? But if you get your mind changed while you were there, it wasn't anyone's fault but your own. Just remember that.
I would love to touch on some of the conservation booths that are going to be
I would
there.
love to touch on. Oh, wait a
Let's
minute.
do it.
So Heartland's Conservancy is going to be there. They are basically a land trust for about a 7-county region. They used to be called the Southwestern Illinois Conservation something department. So now they're
something department.
Now
I don't
they're
think that was
Heartlands,
it.
and they're fantastic. And they will be right next to Green Thumb Nursery, which is basically our local incredible grower of all things native, flowers, grasses, forbs, you name it. We have the Nature Institute, which I don't even know I need to explain. They're fantastic. National Great Rivers Research and Education Center will be there. Better Building Institute. He's actually on my board of directors. And this guy has those door blowers where he goes in and hooks up your house and tries to find out where the air leaks are. And it's unbelievable what he finds and the simple quick fixes and what's that going to save on your energy bill.
Exactly.
So,
Very nice.
yeah, and it's a nonprofit, so it's like,
Oh, wow.
use them, really. The Sierra Club, because I'm representing the Sierra Club. We have a booth mostly on natives and pollinators because our theme is metamorphosis.
Can I guess one? Alton Main Street, maybe? See, I was just because Sarah's sitting there, I'm thinking,
Right.
she's got to be in there
She
somewhere.
is, yes. And all Main Street does a lot of awesome conservation things. We got the litter cleanup that's been spearheaded by, mostly Sara the last few years, as well as all the local
Right.
pollinator gardens that are in all the little parking outcrops. Most of their information will be at the information booth. So go there to find out more.
There's enough litter cleanup groups in this area that we should be getting, if people would just stop littering, we'd be done in a week.
Right,
You
exactly.
know?
20th and Bell, I just want to stand there and scream at people like a crazy lady all day long.
I don't blame you, man. It's insane,
It's
some
nuts.
of the stuff you've seen.
What do you mean you want to? I've drove by and seen you out there. Your bathrobe, your hair curlers. You kids, get off my lawn! Quit doing your potato chip wrappers down. I don't know.
There's a lot of other small businesses that are
What
going to
else
be
we got?
there.
Come, give us-
Renegade Herbals will be there as well. I won't go into the food. I'll let Sara talk about all the food because it's amazing. But yeah, we have Pop Utopia. We have the Corps of Engineers. We have, I'm not going to talk about the food. I just said that. Voodoo Doll Rituals.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Little New Orleans.
Well, it's really all about natural body products.
Okay.
And
And
so
it's like a food truck, but
is.
for products.
Yeah.
So they have a cool little trailer thing. You walk in like it's a little tiny shop. It's cute.
And voodoo
And
dolls.
they'll be letting kids make their own personal body products that day for free. So
Okay. I
it's
thought
a
you were
great
gonna make
way to
voodoo
get
dolls.
to know them.
They make voodoo dolls out of food and you bite the head off. No, I don't know.
Me and Pigman were in the voodoo shop in New Orleans once. Remember that?
Real
Did you get
Vase
kicked
shop.
out?
I do remember that.
Have you ever,
got kicked out.
Vaguely.
have you ever been there?
I've been to a couple of them down there, yes.
Okay. So we're standing there, and he whispers to me, he's like, these people are serious about the stuff they're buying. They're not buying souvenirs.
No, they're
Shaking heads in there.
They're very serious about their voodoo down there. The closer you get to Haiti, the more serious they get about it.
But not to worry, at the Earth Tones Festival, this voodoo doll ritual is very benign, shall we say.
More souvenir-y.
She says not to worry. And
more all natural.
Right, okay.
listen,
Which, I mean, I guess shrunken heads are natural.
Once you've had a voodoo curse put on you, you
And
never
he
hear
did.
voodoo and think, oh yeah, it's just a, it's just a normal thing. You always question that word and go, I don't know, man. I've had a curse put on me.
So we're in the market later, right? And he goes up to this Haitian lady, and he's trying to barter over this drum, right? And he thinks he's being really smart, right? So he walks across to the other side and finds another guy who's got the same drum, and he's trying to work the price down on this guy. And that guy walks over, I think, to the lady who you originally...
They were obviously friends and related,
probably
probably.
related. When that lady looked at you, though, both of us got chills down our spine. We knew something was up, and it wasn't long after that. We were driving down the road. This is a true story. I swear. I swear we're not making this one up.
Cursed?
We're driving through New Orleans, and we've got a bullhorn, and we're screaming at people.
Of course.
Because why not?
Well, they didn't, and no one knew where it was coming from because we were driving in a car, and like he would yell something out the window, and you'd watch people duck down and drop like they thought there was a riot about to break loose. But all of a sudden, we looked behind his seat, and it had filled up with water to the back of the seat, the little spot behind a seat in the back, right? It filled up with water. There was no,
deeper
water
deeper.
jugs around. We're like, where's this coming from?
There's no cooler in the car.
No.
And it wasn't raining.
It wasn't
No.
raining, but I broke that voodoo curse by stopping at a car wash and sucking all the water out till it was gone.
Smart
Did you
move.
not read the tag on the vacuum? You do not suck water out of cars with the vacuum.
I did that day because let me tell you, I was not going to drown in my own Honda.
Yeah.
It was one.
That
of
was a
those-
weird experience.
The whole experience, that was a fun one. Whatever, I don't care. It was still fun. I'll go back to New Orleans anytime, and I'll still buy stuff at the market. And I don't care.
Good times.
Good times. Yeah. So are we doing a radio show? What's going on?
No, we're not. We turned that off a while ago.
Thank you. Whew. So let's just talk about what I want to do later on. I'm going to get some hap now. I'm going to lay the sparking big doobie now.
I don't know. It's Thursday, man.
So at the Mississippi Earth Tones Festival,
Yeah.
kicking things off at noon, sounds of Sila. What kind of sounds does Sila make?
She's got a beautiful voice.
Okay.
Yeah, she calls it alternative R&B. So
Okay.
she really has her own style. But yeah, it is. It's groovy.
Where's she out of?
She's from St. Louis.
There you go.
Yeah, she puts together a backing band. She does solo stuff, but when she does bigger shows, she also puts together a backing band as well. So it'll be a 4-piece up there, and
Nice.
yeah, some nice smooth R&B to get us into the festival spirit.
Yeah,
Right on.
You got to start easy.
Right.
Roll into it.
And then we roll into Pink Floyd, right? Red, White, and
Oh
Floyd.
yeah.
2:30 to 4:30.
You can't be. I mean, that Pink Floyd's like one of my Mount Rushmore bands right there. So
Okay.
I'm just saying that's like one of.
I think it might even be number one for me.
There you go.
I don't know, I like Grateful Dead, Pink Floyd, Little Feat. I love that stuff. Stuff.
How about Raw Earth? They're pretty cool.
Raw Earth, man. I'm telling
3
you,
to
how,
5.
this is what I think of when I hear Raw Earth. It's like I don't know if like a snake is going to come out of a basket or like an African dance is
Right.
about to break out, or there's just so much going on at once. So many different styles of world music. You're not sure where you are or what kind of food you want to eat.
Yeah. I was just talking to Ivan yesterday. He said he actually tapped some Persian band to get some of their members to join them to come over here for
Nice.
this show. So there's going to be some sounds of
I tapped
Persia.
a Persian band once.
We got a little sample on cottonmouth.org from the Happy Trails Festival, right? Their
That's
performance,
right. That's
Raw
right.
Earth
They played about 3 years ago at the Happy Trails.
on the YouTube channel there.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Non-stop reggae, which is difficult for Jake's Leg because they're going to keep playing reggae. It sounds like non-stop. Even though they start at 4:45 and it's supposed to end at 6:45, how do you stop reggae that's non-stop?
That is the biggest case of false advertising since the Never-Ending Story. I'm just saying. I feel a lawsuit coming on. They stopped, man. It said non-stop on my ticket.
They're awesome, man. They're one of my favorite local bands, too. I don't know if I used to catch them down at Big Muddy Pub all the time, and they bring like 10 people with them. Yeah. So it really is not, they don't take a set break. They just have people walk on and off the stage the whole time through.
It's like George Clinton, right?
Right.
You know, it's like that 3-4 hours in, you're like, are they going to take a break? They all have been, one at a time.
Right.
So, yeah. Here's the thing I hate about reggae. No, I'm just
They don't tell me you hate something about reggae.
Right. All that singing about smoking pot just drives me nuts.
Right.
So we can mention again, Jake's Leg is playing to wrap things up.
Absolutely.
That's right there on the street, too.
I'm excited.
With a new fabulous light show.
Oh, yeah.
For the whole event, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they will have lights.
I don't know.
And my son actually has been doing a lot of visuals for kind of like EDM bands in the background, and has some new software and like a short throw projector. So hopefully he'll be having his stuff on the background as well. Trying to gather a lot of local images and videos.
Right.
So if there's anyone out there that says, oh my gosh, you've got to show this as one of the backgrounds, please let me know. And I think really just go to the MEF Facebook page, leave us a message, we'll follow up.
I've got like 5 ideas for that, and you might want one of them.
I would love to hear it. He would love to hear it.
First, I want to tell the other 4, though. They're way funnier.
You mentioned the cool artwork that was put together, right?
Yes.
We're
going to have chalk artists drawing big mandalas all over the ground, so you'll be able to watch them actually create them. They're going to be starting at about 11:30, so they get a little jump start on the crowd before they get there, but they'll probably be doing it for 2-3 hours, so you can see them create their huge chalk creations down there.
Yeah, I think there's some pictures of those, right, on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. We've got a lot of people making butterfly wings if you're into standing in front of a butterfly wing for a nice picture. We'll have a lot of photo ops.
Makes me think of my favorite, Jimi Hendrix.
Makes me think of the Moth song by Steph Plant.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. But that sticks with the Metamorphosis theme there.
It does. And you can also think about metamorphoses outside of like natural critters having complete and incomplete metamorphoses. But this, our society right now, we are emerging from a pandemic. We're still in the middle of it, but we're starting to emerge from it. And what does that look like? How are we transformed throughout all of this? So there will definitely be some art interactions and some booths that are going to be highlighting that.
Now,
Every time
you guys brought up Autumn Conkle. Do you know Emmy Lou?
Of
her
course.
friend. When Emmy Lou, I'm bringing this up because you said the butterfly wings, and it put a visual in my head. When Emmy Lou was probably 3 years old, she had some butterfly wings on at Alpine Valley. Mm-hmm. And those who don't know, that's a place to go see shows, but also a skiing place, and it's on a massive hill, and the poor little girl got to going down the hill, and then wings were flapping behind her, and of course, you know how little kids do after a while, it became a tumble. But I did the same thing later that night. I just didn't start.
You just didn't have wings on.
I didn't have wings on, and I didn't start with a run. I didn't look cute or graceful in any way. I think I took a whole bunch of people out as I rolled down. But yeah, there were lawsuits. It's all right, though. It's fine. I'm sorry. What were you going to say? I'm sure you were going to say it was important.
It is important because this is a great time of year to look at sedum. How you say it? Sedum, right? Because the baby butterflies are being born, and you can actually see that happening pretty much. Yeah. Little bitty, tiny, tiny butterflies.
Yeah.
And big butterflies like hanging out with them going, oh, we got you covered, man. Don't worry about it.
Follow me to Mexico.
Yeah. Yep, that's right. And they're about to hit the road.
Oh, speaking of butterflies, Christine actually found an airbrush artist that's going to be coming down and airbrushing butterflies on people's faces for free.
Nice.
So come down there, and you or your kids, but I'm going to get one.
It's going to either end at 3 or 4. We're not quite sure. So get there early and often.
Excellent. All right. 3 or 4 in the morning? Wow, that's a late one there, man.
I thought
we'll be at the conservatory by then.
I was going to say,
closing it down now.
With poor dirty astronauts. Hanging out with poor dirty astronauts.
I always do. All right. Well, hey, that sounds like a pretty good time going on down there. There's more than one thing happening here. There's
hundreds of things happening simultaneously. It's a whirlwind.
Every year it gets a little bigger and a little better. So I am very excited to see it metamorphosize into the next level of festival here.
Thanks for being a repeat offender.
I am that for sure. Good people, but
So there's other stuff going on that we didn't get to. You can check it all out. Did we stop? Yeah, we did. I wanted to get back to Earth Tones because that's what we're excited about tonight. But that Italian Fest continues down there in Collinsville with Mr. and Mrs. pageant at 9 a.m. Then there's that Venezia stage with Matt Powell 1 to 4, just in time 7:30 to 10:30. The Milano stage with the Doors. Now, how can you get away with that?
It's a Z,
right? It's got a Z on the end.
I always wanted to call a band the Band, but like BANNED, and try and rip off the band.
I like that.
Yeah, good. Yeah, make it a cover.
It works. Ask all those cottonmouths out there.
Right.
12:30 to 2:30 for the Doors. Slick Ice Blues 5 to 7. Karaoke with Derek Keys 7:30 to 10:30, and that's all down there on Main Street in Collinsville. Down and Dirty 6:30 at Trackside in Collinsville on Saturday. Tripwire at Reds and Bunker Hill. The Backwoods Burden 6 to 10 at Wild Pickens in Chesterfield, and the 40th annual Oktoberfest in Belleville in 3 stages, starting with Blue Smoke on the main stage at 11:30, Social Remedy at 1:30, Brett Cherokee and Friends 4 to 6, and Platinum Rock Legends. And you always think I'm going to say something else after I say Platinum, but it's not.
Yeah,
that's the
Platinum Rock Legends.
7
Kiss.
to 11.
Something.
Remember Earth Dad?
I do remember.
They're playing down there on the East Main stage.
Good for them.
11 a.m. Buffalo Road, 2 o'clock. John Pry, 5 o'clock. And the Saloonatics. The Saloonatics, 8 o'clock.
I like that one.
Right. And then the German tent stage. What's that? Belleville Blas Kapelle.
Blas Kapelle.
2 o'clock. Rendition 5. And Uber Cool, once again, 8:30.
Shutting it down.
Yeah.
There you go.
Beowulf doing it at Thirst in Greenville. And, because these guys have been sending, I forgot to mention this. We are getting more and more people sending us gigs.
Yeah.
More and more venues contacting us. More and more venues working with us.
Nice.
So we appreciate that. And if you're listening, and all you got to do is shoot us an email, cottonmouth@cottonmouth.org, and we'll get your gig on too. So some of these gigs are a little bit on the outlying area.
Yeah.
Worth a visit.
Yeah, well, they're the bands that promote themselves. And that's very important as a band. That is exactly why we do the show, because that was the hardest part for us, was going out and saying, hey, man, will you come check out my band?
It's always easier if someone else says, come check out
So
your
we
band.
said, hey, let's just do a show where we tell people about everyone else's band.
Right. I like it.
So, yeah, it's all working out.
There we go. And that brings us to what?
Well, across the river at Portage de Sioux.
There it is.
At Waterside,
There
3
you
to
go.
7. All right, here's Sunday. Look at this. Full list for Sunday. It goes 2 pages.
Starting off with my buddy Pat Liston at 2 p.m. at the Brown Bag Bistro in Alton. And we got Naked Soul 1 to 5 p.m. and Cross the Line 6 to 10 p.m. Fast Eddie's Bone Air. Chubby's is going to have Everheart and Light from 3 to 7 p.m. on Sunday. Then we got Cabin Fever 3 p.m. at Locke's Brick House in Belleville.
No, with Alto.
Belleville, Bethalto, it's all the same. I'm making it all up as we go along. 3 to 7 p.m. at Doc Holiday's. There's nobody there. I don't know.
Someone will be there.
Shell Shack, though, they're going to be 3 to 7 p.m. at Martin's Tunes and Eats in Wood River, which they've got a lot since they opened. They're just on it constantly.
Well, if you're called Martin's Tunes, you better have tunes.
You better have something. We got Overhead Dog 1 to 5 p.m. at the Grafton Winery on Sunday. And then old Catfish Willie, 2 to 6 p.m. at the Hog Pit in Grafton. NGK is going to be 3 p.m. at the Loading Dock.
They played Earth Tones before.
What's that?
NGK, they played Earth Tones before.
Yes, they have.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big George is amazing.
Oh, man. Anywhere they play, they bring a party,
Yeah.
man.
He's
There
fantastic.
you go. Jake Weber and the Lonesome Drifters, 4 to 8 p.m. at the Grafton Pub. Sticking in Grafton, we've got the Grand Band, 2 p.m. at the Oyster Bar there. And then Cricket and the Grilled Avocados up at Aries in Grafton. Also in Grafton, nope, nothing happening at the Bloody Bucket.
Yeah, maybe.
Nah, maybe. But we do have Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. I like that one.
You do.
Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. Man, that's a good name.
That's
2 to
Wild
6
Pickens.
p.m. at Wild Pickens. I haven't seen them yet, but I've had a lot of people tell me that they are fabulous.
They are, yeah.
So, Soulshine Groove, love that name. 4 to 7 p.m. at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville, and then open mic night with our buddy Butch Moore happening back at the Stagger Inn again from 6 to 10 p.m. on Sunday.
Ryan Holting, 2 o'clock at the cabin at Judy Creek and Glen Carbon, and the Guns and Hoses benefit with Dale Papp, 1:15, and our friends Scott and Michelle.
I just heard today.
That's
talking
at
to
Mr.
Michelle.
Twist Ice Cream. Is it canceled?
I don't believe it. Yeah, no, not canceled. Still going on, but no longer called Guns and Hoses.
It's
Belts and Badges. I just heard that today, unofficially.
Breaking news by Pigpen.
Yeah. It's some sort of, because people over on the other side of the river are getting involved. I don't know.
Ooh.
I believe the St. Louis Police Department.
What's it going to be called now?
Belts and Badges. That's what I heard. And they're not going to do boxing. Like the Guns and Hoses was always firemen and policemen boxing each other. Now it's going to be like
World Powerhouse Wrestling.
Tug of war. They're still going to compete against each other, but it's,
Hug of Wars.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
That'd be great. Yeah. Get along, guys. Come on. All this competition. Who'd bring that up? I mean, come on.
But it is happening at Mr. Twist Ice Cream in Granite City.
Is.
So there you go.
Ice cream
and Scott and Michelle going to be in with us in 2 weeks from today, and they're bringing the mayor of Granite City for some reason wants to come in and have a chat with us. So I don't know if I'm scared or I don't know how I'm supposed to feel.
They're our third mayor.
Ask him about Chris Carr, who is an incredible artist that has been working in the downtown area with a lot of native plants and old buildings.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Oh, he's bringing that place to life.
All right.
This is some kind of announcement for a new stage or something happening?
I believe. Well, I don't believe it's a new stage. I believe
like
they're redoing an old stage. They're bringing back something old, I believe, and I just hope it's not a setup. I always feel like it's a sting operation or an intervention. I thought for sure when that Rockin' for Recovery was just going to be a big intervention for me. I wasn't sure what was happening.
You get that call the next day when the mayor wanted to see you in his office.
The mayor want to see you in his office. I don't know if I'm aroused or scared by the fact that the mayor wants to come in. It's a little of both.
I think you're a little aroused, yeah. Mo Pleasure, 3 to 6 at Deutz on Sunday. Scott Marlin, 6 o'clock at Fridays in Collinsville. Clean Living, 6 o'clock at Old Harold Brewery in Collinsville. Whiskey Revolution, 2 to 6 at 3rd Chute West. In
right
West
after
Alton.
Clean Living is Whiskey Revolution.
Right. And then the Soulard Blues Band. We love Mr. John Mondin. He's playing in that. I think Jack Twesden is too.
Excellent.
3 to 7 at the Long
Got a bit of a rotating cast, but they're over at the Tiki Bar, which is that's like right across the river. You could skip a rock and hit it. So, hey, you know what? I want to thank our guests, Sara and Christine, for coming down and hanging out with us. And whatever it is we've done, it was supposed to be a radio show. I don't think it was anything like what most radio shows are, and I apologize.
I am way more educated than when I came in.
Well, I am dumber by the second, to be honest.
We know what we're getting into here.
I passed my apex years ago. It's all downhill from here. But I want to apologize publicly for anything Dennis said.
Yeah.
I don't know what he said, but I'm sure it was out of hand.
Did I mention Set Break Sarah's are playing Bushfest?
Bushfest.
No. There you go.
Yeah. Had to bring that up.
I'm happy to
Dead
hear
Roses
that.
are playing in October.
Yeah. What about the Pickin' Daisies? Is that still
at the food drive?
People still picking daisies?
We are. We just had a gig over in St. Louis last week. I think we got something booked at the Lovejoy next month, but that's the only thing on the calendar.
Excellent. I'm digging all that. I'm digging it, man.
Too dang busy to be too ambitious with my band.
Now there's another band though. I Pickin' Daisies was all female. Mm-hmm. I think there's an all male band possibly called Pickin' Buds around here now.
I saw them there at the Lodge. They're amazing.
I don't know who they are, but I like the name.
I think that's Buds with a Z.
It is?
Yeah, just in case you're looking them up.
Yeah.
So there you go. And don't forget, you can meet Pigpen live October 9th at the 60th anniversary bash at Halpin Music. 60 years for Halpin Music, and they've supported us almost the entire time that we've had the show.
They're fantastic.
So, yeah. Mark that on your calendars, folks. If you appreciate us doing your gigs, and we appreciate that you would come out October 9th.
And I just want to say,
Meet Pigpen.
Well, see, I want to put a little asterisk next to that Meet Pigpen. Don't feel like you have to. If you really want to come out to Halpin and not meet me, it's perfectly fine. Like, I totally understand. Like, if you're like, I really want to support Halpin, but I don't want to talk to that jackass. It's totally cool.
Who have been looking to set it straight with Pigpen after all of his remarks on this show, your opportunity exists now.
See, that's what I don't want.
Hey, you're the one that threw me under the bus first, buddy.
I don't want.
Yeah. Blame me for everything. I remember what you just said.
All right, listen, I just want to say this right now. If you plan to come up on whatever day it was he said, and I'm going to be somewhere.
October 9th.
And hit me with, I didn't like it when you said such and such. Remember, I don't remember what. As soon as I walk out of here, everything I said is over.
He doesn't remember it as he's saying it.
This is very true. Whatever was said in the past half hour and 10 minutes, we better get out. It's time for the top of the hour news.
Yeah, it's way past that time. But what's new, right?
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about. They only give us an hour, so we just go ahead and push
Keep
it.
on
What the
talking,
heck, right?
Yeah, whatever. So, hey, thanks again to Sara and Christine for coming down, and big thanks for doing all that you do. Not just with Earth Tones, with the Sierra Club, with the Alton Main Street.
Yes.
A lot going on in this community, and thank you.
Well, thank you for thanking us.
pleasure.
For more info, check out downtownalton.com/events or facebook.com/earthtonesfestival.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, we'll have links for all that stuff too. So at cottonmouth.org, all these gigs, if you lost track, which you probably did.
All the venues, all the gigs, all the festivals, they are all linked into that website. Please check it out and be informed about all the music and art around this area.
And thanks to all the bands and venues who are sending us all this information and making it much easier for me to find it now. But, yeah, so that's awesome. It's working, folks. Anyways, we're out of here, right? We're way past time.
Yeah, there you go. So everybody do your homework in between now and next week when we talk again. Get out and support local music and art.